All you will need is your stretch band today, baskets. And that is it. Headrest, kneeling pad, anything like that, you can go ahead and grab those off the side. And just find yourself in that little rocking back and forth. So we're just going to use the band for a bit of breath today. Oh, there comes Kylie. So I just want you to wrap that band up towards your rib cage. So right up around the rib cage and just around the bottom part of the chest. Grab it tight and then pull it around so you're holding it nice and tight. Pull your abs up and in. Drop your shoulders down and away. And really try to think of expanding the entire band as you breathe. So inhale nose. Exhale mouth. So just a little bit of practice on our Pilates breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. So tighten that band enough that it really is coming quite high up on the rib cage. And when you inhale, you really can feel that band expand the entire rib cage versus belly or chest. Go 2 more. Big breath out. And 1 more. And breath out. And then just gently let that band come off. Keeping that focus into that breath. Inhale, bring the arms up, give a little tension. And exhale, let the arms come down to the thigh. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, bring it down. And as you bring it up, go ahead and pull it a bit wider. So you can pull it around, just turn the wrists and fold. And then inhale, open. And we're just keeping neutral spine, neutral pelvis here, you guys. Open it up. And bring it around. And one more time, open it and bring it around. This time, open it, bring it around, keep it to the back, keep yourself in neutral, and just press those arms out. So the tendency as you push those arms out will be you round forward. Keep your breath going. Inhale and exhale. So even though you don't hear me breath, I'm not breathing it loud because I'm cueing, right? I still want those big breaths occurring. So press it open. As you press it open, push out a little bit. And then bring it down. So you're expanding behind and bring it down. Now in this one, bring it all the way around and then fold yourself all the way down. Hands on your quads, peel it down, tailbone and head heavy, and then slowly come up and just leave that band there. So we're just do some roll downs here. So we're gonna roll, keep it in your hands, but just kind of leave it in, don't bring it up and down. Sorry, I saw everyone just drop it. So that was a really bad cue on my part. Go ahead all the way down. If you can get your hands down to the floor, go for it. Either as shins and quads. Press those legs towards straight. Look through the legs. Let your head dangle at the very top of your spine. Find those really big inhales, exhales. Start focusing on that zipper, pubic bone, pelvis all the way up. Bend the knees, slowly come all the way up and just roll those shoulders open. So just reach that a little tighter, but overhand grip. And I just want you to pull that wide right across nipple line and then let it contract. And as you do that, feel those shoulder blades start to kind of come together behind your back. So a little bit of retraction. Now, if you're able to, pull that and let it kind of come across your chest. Your hands go behind and bring it through. Posterior deltoid, a little bit of triceps. All those are going to get warm here. Go one more time. Pull it through and bring it around. And then in this position, bring yourself down to a squat. Keep your band that same position. Take an inhale. Find yourself rounding into your angry cat as you come up a little bit. And then exhale, lower it down. So neutral spine, neutral pelvis, and then flexion. And then press down. Find that big breath when you come up. So big inhale right here. And exhale. So you're really rounding the spine with the inhale. Inhale, expand it. Exhale, stay in your squat, you guys. Shift your shoulders down. Reach the arms and bring them down. So all I'm doing is reaching away. I have a little bit of pressure going into the pinky fingers. My abs are drawn in, and then I'm going to keep those arms where I feel they're challenging but doable. Open and close. So now you're pulling that band, open and close. Zipper it up, Sit that booty back. Let's go 3 more. And go 2. And last 1. And then power that up. Take that behind you. Have it a little tighter if you can, getting a bit of stretch, but not too much, right? Because we're going to press away. Go down into that squat again. Now reach the arms the opposite direction. Reach and lengthen. Notice as you reach, you're going to tend to want to tilt. Keep your chest high. Let's go for 4. Zipper it up. 3. Should feel those quads getting some heat in 2. And 1. And then go ahead and peel to come all the way to tall. Hold that in your palms facing up, right equal to about the distance of your waistline. And take your thumbs and pull them out slightly. So there's a smidgen of tension in your band. From here, a little bit of rotation. So I'm going to pull with that thumb the direction I'm rotating. Don't let your pelvis go. And then bring it back. And then rotate, give a little pull. And bring it back. So we're standing nice and tall. And we're just pulling that thumb, trying to get ourselves into a bit more rotation. Keep your breath going. This time pull with flexion. So give it a pull and then offer it out. So we've got that rotation and that flexion occurring. Stack it to tall. Bring it back. Rotate. Give a little press through. Stack it to tall. Bring it in. Open that wider. Bring it up. And let's try some general tick-tocks. So I'm going to tick-tock. Keep a little pressure into the hands. If you need to, you can bend them down here if the shoulders are tight. Otherwise, tick-tock. Stay here. Nice big breath. And then exhale, bring it up. So let's go the other way. Tick-tock. A little bit of pull on the bottom hand. Big breath. You can glance down. Press it up. One more time each way. Little tick-tock. Find that lateral flexion. Glance down if that's hard on the neck. And use the obliques to pull up. And then tick-tock the other way. Push that arm. Look down. And obliques to pull up. Let's say here this time. Press it over, pull the bottom arm in, push a little pressure into it, and then look to the floor. Imagine your pinky finger kind of slicing through the air. Couple inhales, exhales. Go ahead and lean your hips in opposition to this if it feels good. And then let that band go and stir your pot. Just allow that stir to occur. And then stir the other direction. Slide that hand in. Rotate down and come all the way through center. Give a few little wiggles, open things up, and let's go up the other direction. Over we go. Pull the bottom arm in, slice that pinky through, lean in opposite and give a little pull. So you're feeling that little resistance. So we consider this one lung breathing. We can't really one lung breathe, but it kind of gives you the concept of really trying to open up the rib cage on the side. So again, really big in through the nose, just like we did at the start. Big exhale out. One more big inhale. As you exhale, let go of that and stir your pot. Couple circles one way and a couple circles the other. Bring your hand back into that band and circle through the middle. So with that whole circling motion, nice wide, and we're going to go into our figure 8. So give it a little bit of pressure, but not a huge amount into that band. Bring it down. Hands are here. We're going to spin open. Go lateral, give a little extension, and then come around the corner and come down again. And then bring it all the way up and come down. Now we're going to unwind, switch it, go the other way. Don't watch the movement too much with your head. You can get a little lightheaded doing it. Just be careful you don't make yourself dizzy. And then bring yourself into center. Now go ahead and let that band go. And if you're able to get a little deeper, work into your hips. If you can go all the way down, kind of getting that pressing from left to right. If your knees will invite the deep, go ahead. If your hips will invite the deep. And you're warming up those toes here. So try and come up on those toes, spin them around. Take your hands in a few different positions, maybe stretching your hands. If you can't get the hands to the floor, stay tall and kind of do it on your quad. Wherever you feel comfortable, right? Getting everything stretched out. And then slowly grab your band as you come up, peel it all the way up, place that band towards the front, and find yourself at the very back of your mat. And we're just going to get that extension warmed up a little bit more with the Sphinx here. So at the very back, reach the arms, come around the corner like you're coming over a big beach ball, hands to the floor, walk it out all the way in 4, 3, knees go down. On 2 and 1, keep reaching your arms farther. Uncurl your toes. Bring yourself all the way down. So give a small lateral rotation, and then wiggle the booty, wiggle the bum. Wiggle the booty and the bum, same thing, feet. Wiggle the booty and wiggle the abs, just let them relax. And let's do a little floppy. So push the marble with your nose and just press up without squeezing the glutes or pulling the abs in. Just allow that spine to have some extension here. Big breath. And then bring it back down. Now, if that felt good and you want to bring the extension a little higher, you creep your hands in a little closer. Still not turning on the glutes, not turning on the abs. Allow that mobility to go into your lower back. Nice big breath here. And breathe it out. Now, if you want a bit more movement, bring it in a smidgen closer and bring it up. That's enough movement for you. That's where you're going to stay. Watch the butt clench. Try and relax it. And then bring it down. So let's find our Sphinx. Get your hands right underneath you, making 11s or railway tracks. From here, your legs are parallel, open as comfortable. If you have a bit of lateral, that's perfectly fine. Now, instead of letting the belly dangle down, pull your abs up. Draw them up. The neckline is often cued to look straight forward. The problem with that is I'm actually really flexing that neck more than the rest of my spine, or extending, should I say. So I want to just kind of lengthen the neck so it feels like it's just following my thoracic curve. Pull your abs in really strong. Might be a little bit of butt going on, that's fine, but your abs are engaged. And then inhale nose, exhale mouth. So this one, we're trying to find our connections. Really think of pulling the abs up off the floor. Let's do 2 more breaths here. One more strong breath. Shift your shoulders down. And then turn your elbows out to the side to let yourself float down. Put your head into your hands and just wiggle your spine from left to right here. Let it have a release off. And then bring your hands to your side like a push-up. Get your feet in parallel underneath you, push away, and kind of pike back and then round your spine. So now we're in a deeper hip flexion. Not happening, just stay a little higher, right, in the knees and the hips. And from here, reach your fingers what feels too far forward, and we're going to come forward and back. And as you come forward, maybe sneak your hands a little farther so you can start letting that belly come forward. So we're coming down and letting our belly drop a bit and then pulling it in. We are connected, but we're inviting a little bit of extension through this thoracic and the cervical right here at the very end as we lift. So make it controlled. Don't make this super quick. And then on this one, stay with a 4-point stance, curl those toes, and let's just get a deeper stretch into the toes. You guys sit right back into your toes. Lean into that. If that's not working for you, you can bring the knees off and stretch this way, right? So if the knees and the hips don't like that flexion, you have a nice strong press, and then let's bring it up and lean a little deeper into those toes. If you can, hands are just going to go on your heels, basically. You're going to roll your shoulders open, and then just lift your heart a little bit here. Couple inhales, exhales, as we just find those extensions or those openers. One more breath. And then bring it all the way to neutral. We're going to go into our pouncing cat. Knees up or down, totally up to you. I reach my hands what feels too far forward, and I'm going to come forward and back on my knees. I'm now in a slightly supported pelvis and a neutral spine. As soon as it feels good, up come those knees. See how that feels for you today. Inhale, exhale. We're going to get a big range of motion happening here. We're going to drive one knee forward on the outside of the same hand. Drive it forward. Put the knee down gently and then rotate up to the sky. Bring that back down and push your hips back. So now I'm in a down dog. And then drive the knee forward. Remember, the knee can stay down the whole time, you guys. Open to rotate. Bring that hand down, push back. One more time each way. Drive it forward. Rotate into that body. Bring the hand down, push back. And last time, drive it forward. Rotate it open. Big breath here, you guys. Nice. And then drive it back and paddle it out. So we haven't hit that down dog yet. We're there now. Drop your shoulders away. Curl and activate through those toes. Draw those abs up and in. Still find that connected breath. And then if you're able to, drop both heels down, sink a little deeper into your chest line. Now, if this is difficult, lift the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, exhale, try to deepen, maybe a little poodle wag down here. So if you cannot poodle wag because the hamstrings are too tight or the shoulders are gripping, lift the heels, bend the knees, bring your head out of your shoulders, and then wiggle this way. So you're leaning farther forward, right? Versus being down deep into the movement. So if a muscle's restricting you from going side to side, move out of that muscle. Walk your hands back to your feet in 4, 3, all the way in on 2, and 1. Bend the knees if you need to. And then slowly come all the way to tall. Big breath up. Hands down, center heart. And then just go ahead and grab that band. We're going to do our side leg lift series in standing instead of lying down. So you're going to take that over top of the biggest part of the booty. Pull it around to the front and just give it a little tie in the front of your pelvis. So we're not holding on to anything today, or I don't have anything you can hold on to. I like being able to hold on to something. So when I'm going to turn and hit the wall when I need to. So if you've got something to hold on to or you want to grab a roller, you can do that. From here, I can either keep my feet in parallel or a small internal rotation, and it's very small. What I don't want to do is hit lateral. Lateral is going to get my hip flexors and my quads. I'm going to get those after when we do some teasers and stuff. So have a small parallel or internal rotation and just start this little side to side. Doesn't have to be very big. If you're feeling good, get a little deeper into it. This is a nice way to get that glute me, glute min, that outside or that shelf of that booty. But really watch that you're not letting your toes, knees, hips, ankles turn out to the side. Arms can kind of do whatever. A lot of people like a little punching in here, so go ahead. I'm punching, and as I punch, I'm actually doing an abdominal oblique crunch. So I'm getting my sit-ups here in the air. And down. See if you can get a little lower. Get those quads saying hello. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's do 2 to one side. So we're going to go 1, 2. If you want to add a little hop to it, go ahead. If you want to keep static and just kind of shuffle, go ahead. Watch your tail that you're not catching it. The other thing is you don't actually close your legs anyways. So it's nice and smooth. Let's go 4 more. Get low. 3. You can hop if you want. 2. Now back to your singles, but I want you to rotate your knee and your hip in, and you should feel that glute. So I'm not letting my legs come together at all now. I'm just rotating. So if you need to slow it down, go ahead. In, out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then walk those legs in. Find something to hold on to. Have your standing leg in a small lateral rotation, and this leg is coming straight out from your hip, but the knee and the hip and the ankle stay facing the side versus turning to the sky, right? So from here, I can stand tall and do it, or I can teeter-totter forward, which is going to work that stabilizer leg more, right? So the lower I teeter-totter, the more that stabilizer leg is going to work. Lift, lower. Keep this very controlled. So it's coming straight out from my hip socket versus coming forward. 4 more. 3, find the glute me and glute mid. 2, 1. Now pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Sneak that foot out and then reach it back out. Now feel quite light, so it might lift higher. Now your little circles. So forward of your body and behind. If you can, look forward versus down at the leg. Let's go 4. Remember, you can be standing tall. 3, 2. Circle the other way for 5, 4. Try and circle behind as well, so you get that glute, right? Go slow enough that you can open the hip in extension. 2 and 1, and then come all the way to tall. We'll get a stretch at the end for both of those at the end of this sequence. Slide your foot back in. Get that little bit of tension. Turn, small lateral. Place the knee, the hip, the ankle facing forward so the greater trochanter is facing towards the sky, and then lift, lower. If this is really difficult, remember, I can just change my lever length and do a short lever. Short lever means I've bent the knee, right? And so I've got a good bend in the knee here so that I've really decreased my lever length. Watch as you bend your knee doesn't turn up into clamshell. It still stays parallel. Go 4, so legs straight or bent. 3, 2, everything else is open. 1, pulse it. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it close. Sneak that foot out and then drift that leg up again, straight out from your hip socket. Go ahead and add your circles. Again, tendency is to come really far forward, but forget the glute squeeze in the back. So go nice and slow. Go for 5, big, beautiful circles. 4, knee can be bent. 3, feel your glute mean, glute mid. The more I teeter-totter over, reverse your circles, the more gravity is against the weight of that leg. It makes it harder, both on the stabilizer and the mobilizer. Last 3, breathe it. 2, and 1, and release. Give some little wiggles. Take that band and just slip it to the front of your mat. You'll need it, but not right away. Find either something to lean against or sit down or balance and stand, but cross one leg over the other. So you can sit, you can stand, do whatever feels good, and find a little bit of a piriformis stretch or lateral rotators. Inhale, exhale as you go. Open that up a little bit. And then when you're good, let's get the other side. So we're just flirting a little bit of release. We're not looking for a really deep release. We still have more work to do. Inhale, exhale here, you guys. Breathe as you go. Standing work is always challenging because the stabilizer has to work really hard. So the mobilizer gets work, but so does the stabilizer. So it's not quite as simple as a lying down position where you isolate. Come towards the front of your mat once your hips feel a little more released out, and untie your band. So we're not going to get into any major standing work today with our bands, other than that one. What I mean is like lunges and all that stuff. Go ahead and untie. I'm having a hard time untying mine. And then with the legs in lateral rotation to the corners of your mat, we're going to sit down nice and strong. If you can get your booty right down there, go ahead. And then we're going to bring it back up. So passive squat here. There is a turnout and drop and then come up. So we're going to do 2 more. Go as deep as you can and then let that booty drop. Your heels might lift, your hands might need to go down. Go slow here, working a little bit of active range of motion, and then press it down. Stay down here. And if you don't like this, just sit down. I'm going to roll and come back up onto my booty. Yeah. And then go ahead, back up a little bit so your heels would be in the corner of the mats, but we're actually going to do some diamond roll back first. So heels together, toes apart, grab just behind the knees and use that to help you sit tall in your sits bones. So you don't want to be slouching back, but we also don't want to sit on anything right now because we're going to move backwards. So we're going to scoop and roll back, rounding your spine. Don't lose your chin in your chest, hollow your abdomen, and then pull forward a little bit. Move your insulation here, stretch out the lower back. So diamond roll back tries to keep the lumbar and the sacrum vertical to the earth, and then pulling forward through thoracic gently, and then peel to tall. Let's do it again. So we're looking for mobilization and stretching in flexion here. Hollow the abdomens. You're still doing your big inhale, exhale, right, guys? Have your hands go round your feet. So if your feet are too far away, sneak them in a little bit. And then round that spine. Get some openers here. I also kind of like to play with my toes if they felt at all crampy. I'm just going to play a little bit with my toes here, stretching them back and forth. And then big inhale and exhale, stretching out that lower back, you guys. One more big breath. And then as you exhale, we're just going to extend those legs into the corner of our mat and then sit super tall. So if that back is tight and we don't feel we can sit tall in our sits bones, or hamstrings are tight, we're just going to prop up on that block, right? So that it sits us nice and forward. And I'm a little tight in the back, so I'm just going to prop up today. I'm going to have my hands about as wide as my hips, probably a bit wider, and reach them out. So they're quite wide. They're more than shoulder width. I'm going to open and pull a bit, but I'm going into spine twist, so I don't want it to be about that big pull. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate a bit more. Now look to the backhand and give it a small little pull, and then bring it all the way to center. If you feel yourself rolling back on your sits, pop up on a block. Inhale, rotate. Arms are straight out from your shoulders. Inhale, rotate. Rotate a bit more, give a little pull with the back hand. Make sure your front leg didn't walk and bring it back. Let's go again. Inhale, rotate, tall, tall, tall. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate, give a little pull. Exhale, center. And last time. Be mindful that your quads aren't overfiring. Inhale, rotate. They'll tend to like to grip. Bring it center. Release that down. Roll your shoulders. So we're going to do saw here. No band. See your hands in peripheral. Thumbs point up. I'm going to rotate as far around as I can. Turn my back thumb upside down. Take my front hand, pretend there's a pole in my spine, and saw. So I'm not looking for hamstring stretch. This is a hamstring stretch. What I want is to round, a lumbar spine stays vertical to the earth, and then reach up that back hand. When I stack to tall, I'll rotate my arms open again in this position, which is a massive shoulder stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate, back thumb turns upside down. Someone poked me in that rib, and I'm going to saw down as I activate extension through my shoulder. And then inhale, come back to center, turn your palms forward, and then bring it in. One more time. Inhale, rotate, back hand turns upside down. Exhale, saw. Inhale, tall. Exhale, center. Drop your shoulders down, you guys. So elbows are kind of tucking down, right? Inhale, rotate, back thumb. Exhale, saw. Reach into extension on the shoulder. Stack to tall. Bring it back to center. Release it off. Bring your feet more parallel, straight out from your sits bones. We're going to do a little bit of rowing with rotation, and then have your tails. So put those tails around the bottom of the foot, and then I want you to open your legs up just a little wider. So holding nice and tight on your bands, I like to wrap. I like to leave a little tail in my hand and wrap so that I actually don't have to clench my fingers. They're now open. My shoulders are stacked down, and I'm going to do a little protraction, retraction. So I might need to get a tighter position on that band to feel the sensation of scapular row. So I'm not bending my elbows. I've wrapped it so tight that to bend my elbows, it really feels like it might almost break. And I'm focusing on my shoulder blades coming together and my shoulder blades coming apart. So again, don't bend the elbows too much here. They have a fairly consistent range in that joint, and the movement is scapular. And bring it forward. So really think of a retraction of the shoulder blades and a protraction of the shoulder blades. One more time, retraction, and then let them come partway forward so that they're in line with the middle ear, and then we're just going to row with both arms and pull. So now we're no longer protracting, we are retracting, we're also bending the elbows. Let's go for 5. Get a good strong bend, sit tall. 4, use your breath. 3, exhale, 2, and now pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it come forward. So on this one, we're going to cross. Take your one hand that you're going to pull with on top. The other hand just anchors to your knee. Wrap it. Pull this shoulder so it's by the ear, and then rotate that spine and bring it back. So when I pull my hand in, I'm pulling it into my hip versus my rib. If I bring it to my rib, my shoulder pops up. If I bring it nice and low, my shoulder stays out of the sequence. Well, upper traps, I should say. Your shoulder's not out of the sequence. It works shoulders. Rotate the rib cage. Exhale, inhale. Cut the room in half with your vision. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Give me one more beautiful rotation. Exhale as you come around the corner. Now pull that hand into your rib cage and just give me little rotations. Notice there's a tendency to dip. Tall sit and just think of spinning around. 4, it'll be small. 3, 2, 1, bring it all the way back. Switch which hand is on top. Anchor your bottom hand. Wrap your band, speak Fiona, shoulders lined up with the ears, and then rotate that single. Exhale, pull. Again, remember to pull into towards the bottom hip. The other arm that's not moving, activate it still. You need energy on both sides, otherwise you'll actually laterally flex a bit. And we're just rotating. Watch again, not leaning back. Beautiful. Exhale and inhale, just like we practiced at the start. Now go ahead, keep that hand into the hip, and instead of pulling the arm now, anchor the hand, rotate the ribs. 5, 4, just those ribs. 3, should feel your glutes helping you stabilize. 2, and 1, all the way back. Unfold that, let those feet come in, give a little dangle. Sneak yourself off the pad if you have it. And if you're liking it as a headrest, just put it a little farther out. From here, heels together, toes apart. Grab underneath the knees. Roll off your sits bones and bring your legs up. So make sure that pad behind you isn't too close. You're going to roll on it. Grab forward. We're going to do a rolling like a ball, but sacral rock to start with. Roll back on your hips a bit. And then roll forward on your hips a little. So the feet don't go down. The distance between the ribs and the hips and the heels and the booty stay the same. And we just roll off our sits and then come towards the sits. I'm not sitting straight on top of the sits. I can't when I'm in full flexion. It's not really workable. Now on this one, we're going to go ahead and roll. Tailbone to the sky and then balance point. Again, inhale. Exhale. If you go exhale, inhale, doesn't matter. If you're straight on your mat and you notice yourself pulling crooked to one side, tighten up the side opposite to the direction you're pulling. It means you're letting go of one side. Go one more time, tailbone to sky, and back. Now on this one, we're going to roll back, stay back. Roll back and release out. Headrest into place if you're using it, and go ahead and windshield washer. So open up those hips, spin that around, find that natural breath. Don't be shy about coming right open. If your back is like, oh, I really need a rotation, go ahead and bring that leg over and go into full rotation versus just the windshield washers. Things are starting to warm up, so just kind of use your discretion on where that stretch needs to go. So from here, we're going to do single leg circles. We're going to do it Ron Fletcher New York style. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is actually an exercise that he patented. Go figure. And so you're going to have equal tails on each side. Keep your bottom leg bent. Real high priority is ribs and hips stay square. There's a tendency as you circle the leg to be doing this little hip hike dancey thing. We're keeping parallel on both sides of the hips, and it's neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Now, both knees are bent up, bend one in, roll up. If you don't get crampy in the foot, put it into pointed toe. If you're a cramper, I'm a cramper, I'm going to put it into the ball of my foot, and then I'm going to come up strong, wrap once, just so that I'm not over pulling, and then without bending this leg, pull my elbows down. So I feel pressure of that leg pulling down into the socket. Now, I can hit 90 degrees without losing my neutral spine here. If that's difficult, you're out here, you wrap, you anchor. That leg may not come all the way up. If this feels comfortable, you'll straighten out your bottom leg and flex the foot like you're standing on the foot. Watch you didn't just go into a dropped pelvis there. Now we're going to form a circle. Right? So we're going to go down and away, and the breath is just inhale, exhale naturally, you guys. Elbows anchor down. The strap here is giving that hip some support. So exhale 3/4 of the movement, inhale to finish it. Watch that your whole pelvis isn't going all the way around. Now we're going to change this just slightly. As you come up and over, rotate around. Pull your hip back down and open it. So I'm actually adding rotation. I'm going to rotate, pull my leg around, center my hip down, and bring it up. Rotate. Your one side of your pelvis lifts off. It rotates around, and you bring it center. Now we're going to switch. Circle without lifting your pelvis off. For these first couples, we've just switched directions. Make sure you go over midline. Try not to hip hike. Now this time, come down and around, pelvis is neutral. As you come over midline, you're going to rotate, 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 and then bring your pelvis back down. Circle, rotate the hip off, and bring it down. One more time. Circle, rotate the pelvis off, and bring it down. Slide that foot out, And before you move your hips, kind of peek. Is one hip higher than the other? Mine is. I let this hip kind of rise up a little bit, and I didn't keep myself quite square, right? It's a hard exercise to keep square. That's the job here, actually, is to keep square against the movement of the leg. Find yourself, again, neutral. Bend your knee, roll up, either ball of foot or arch. I'm going arch. Again, I get crampy. Equal tails. I'm going to reach my arms fairly straight, and then wrap once and anchor my elbows strong. If this feels too much intensity, release it a bit. From here, square your hips, straighten out the base leg. Really imagine you're standing on this leg so it stays straight right out of your hip socket. Watch your hip hike, and let's just do our circles here first. So go out to the side, don't let your opposite hip pop or pelvis side, and then circle through the middle. Go 3 more, hip, hip, rib, rib, square. Last 2, so we have not started to move the pelvis right now. We're fighting pelvis movement. Now we're going to add the pelvis movement. The leg goes out to the side. Now as you come past midway, circle your hip off, rotate open, and then bring your hip back into connection. Circle wide, exhale, bring it around, pelvis rolls off, and then connect it back. One more time, circle around, rotate, and bring it back. Let's reverse it. Little circles without lifting your pelvis off. So no rotation in the spine. We're denying it here. Inhale, exhale, just moving that hip in the socket. Use your hands to get your hip able to move more. Now we're going to add the rotation. So as your leg crosses over midline, my standing bottom leg and my top leg rotate totally, right? And then I circle it around, I bring my pelvis back to the floor, and I bring it up. Go again. Watch there's no hip hike happening as you bring it up. Don't be shy about pushing your leg into that band. Circle it around and bring it up. Beautiful. Slide that off. Kind of check out if you hip hiked there a little bit. Bring your feet back into parallel. So we're going to go into a little bit of hundreds here. Get your tails again. Find a slightly supported spine. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. And bring your legs right together if you're able to. Cervical nod and roll up and place that band over the lower part. Depending on how long your arms are, the lower part towards your ankles. And then you're just going to reach actively with thumbs open and press down. So we're holding this little water position, the little beats of the hands. Watch the knees aren't going boop, 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 right? They're nice and strong. Roll it off if you can, and let's start hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you pat your hands, squeeze your legs together. Don't let the legs bob up and down. Head can go down here, guys. 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3. This is just as good. Inhale, 2, 3. I'm still stabilizing. Exhale, 2, 3. If you're able to, roll it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3. Abs up and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Shoulder blades off. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3. Last 2. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Last 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Big breath. And roll it down. Bring that band to your belly. Grab behind your knees. Roll it up. Releasing out, tabletop. So fingers match the direction to your bum or out to the side. Don't lock out. Heels in fairly close. Lift those hips. If the neck invites, go ahead and look up. Otherwise, vision stays forward. Tailbone touches. Let's go again. Exhale and lift. Big breath. Inhale and down. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Open those hips. Inhale. Exhale, down. And we are going to get some glutes. Let's go ahead and hold it here for 5, 4. Squeeze that butt. 3, 2, 1. And down. Beautiful. Bring your bun in closer. Grab behind the legs. Use that to roll back down. Headrest out of the way. Needs to be out of the way. Now I'm going to use the band. And we're going to go right into single leg for hamstring work. So we're going into shoulder bridge, but we'll probably articulate a little bit. 2 and 3 right off the bat. So I'm going to grab the band quite high up, wrap again, and anchor my elbows. Square up your hips. So same thing we did with the single leg. No movement in the pelvis. And all I want to do is lift into my bridge and lower it down. Elbows stay anchored. Exhale, lift. I'm not making this a really fast hip thrust. I'm pressing up with consistent pressure. You want to make this harder for yourself, you wrap that band a little tighter. Watch that you're not letting it drift up for a stretch. Keep it actively pressing away. Harder is actually for me to take my quad with the band on and parallel it to my other quad as I press up, and then come down. Exhale, squeeze. So I'm bridging up and I'm squeezing that glute and I'm bringing it down. 2 more. Exhale and squeeze. And bring it down. Find your breath. Now this time, keep it in the lifted position. Keep your booty lifted. Lift the leg, lower the leg. If you've got full extension in your hip that you can get there, you can drop that leg past the leg that is on the floor to get more extension through the hip. If that irritates you, just bring the leg parallel. Squeeze that ass cheek that you are up on. Squeeze it. Find the glute. It's consistent. Let's go for 4. Put pressure against it with that band. 3. Exhale, 2. And last 1. And then bend the knee and bring your bum down. Now, tight. We're going to do one last one on this. Tighten that up a little bit more. Bend your elbows, anchor them. As I thrust my hip to the sky, I'm going to kick that leg out. Out to the sky, easier. Out back is harder. So I'm going to thrust and bring it down. And thrust and bring it down. Let's go for 5. So these are strong, powerful, and fast. 4. Squeeze that ass cheek. 3. There it is. Abs drawn in. 2. Don't make this delicate and small. Last 1. And release. Slip that band off, you guys. We'll get a stretch after, I promise. Give yourself a little windshield washer. If you have one hip that is hiking, your QL will get really tight on one side. One side of your lower back will get tight. Really make sure you're not hip hiking or hip dropping. Roll up. Put that band around that ball of foot and then reach up, grab a little loop, anchor the elbows. So again, leg going straight to the sky causes most of us to find posterior tilt. This is rather neutral or small posterior tilt. Reach it out at an angle equal to the other leg is going to be harder. Come up slowly in your extension. Hold briefly. Notice if this hip is rolling open or hiking up. Square that up. If you can't control it, bring it higher or relax off your arms a bit and lower it down. Exhale. Nice smooth lift. And lower it down. Spine is not moving. When I press up slowly, I'm really going to concentrate on squeezing my glute and my hamstring up without overextending through that back. It's either neutral pelvis or supported pelvis. The leg's not going up and down quite yet. We're just squeezing up and bringing the hips down. Now stay in the up, stay in the up. Reach it. And bring it up. Squeeze that glute. Now the glute is in the isometric hold and we're just mobilizing the hip. But I want resistance against the hip. So it's not about a stretch here. It's about actively moving within the range as you're pulling that strap. Between your arms are going to get tired here, right? Go 2 more, so get your shoulders down. And last 1. Bring it towards the sky. Bring it down. Bend the knee now so you have a bit more active. Remember, it's either going to kick up or kick out a little harder, slightly tighter on the band. And it's a faster thrust, right? So boom, and bring it down with control. And bring it down. We've got 5 more. And 5. Power it out there. And 4. It's not subtle. Last 3 as you lift those hips. Lift those hips as you kick. Last 2. There it is. And last 1. And bring it all the way down. Release that nasty band off. So rather than using the elasticity of the band, double it up, unless it's a really short band. Double it up. Put it over one foot, doesn't matter which one. Let your tails dangle, and with straight arms, grab hold for your stretch. So we don't want to have to yank the arms in here. So I'm going to roll up, grab as tight as I can, roll back down, and then pull into that hamstring stretch. I'm going to point and flex the foot. Watch the band doesn't roll off. If you're in a bit of a hip hike or something like that here, I'm not going to be too worried about it. If that bothers your back, bend your bottom leg rather than having it straight out. And we're just pointing and flexing here. And then grab it with the same hand as foot, drag it off to the side. And then you can extend the other hip if you'd like to, if that feels good. Find that inner thigh getting stretched now a little bit. If this side of my hip pops up, I'm not really all that stressed about it. If I want to counterbalance a bit deeper, I could bend the knee and drop this knee off to the side as well. Couple little inhales, exhales. You can either hold the stretch or dynamically move in and out of the stretch. And then drag that back to center. This time the leg straight on the bottom leg makes a difference. It's much more comfortable. Opposite hand to foot. Pull into the stretch, and then over you go. So we're adding rotation as well here. Allow that rotation to go into the spine. Try and look the opposite direction of the band. Big inhales, exhales. If you're anything like me, you're squeezing your bottom butt cheek for all it's worth. Let go. One more breath. And then I'm going to bend this leg to untwist, because that leg straight is a heavy lever, right? And then slowly bring that leg out. Now you're going to be all crooked in the pelvis. We weren't worrying about that. So just straighten out that pelvis. Again, band without a lot of elasticity. Double it up. I like to roll up and then lie back down so I get my tension that way versus yanking on my elbows. And then that bottom leg can go straight. Very carefully at a point or dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Point and flex from the foot. And as you flex, feel your calf line join the party on that stretch. Nice and slow, we're actively doing this. So don't be shy about pulling down on that foot and send your heel to the sky to actively get into that calf line. And then grab it with the same hand as foot. Drag it off to the side. Your other leg can bend to counterbalance, or you can keep it straight. If it's super tight, you might want to go in and out of this movement, and you can use your hand on the band to assist you, or just drag it out there and hang out there. If your hip lifts a bit, don't worry about it. Couple good breaths there. Point and flex always feels good. Anytime you add movement to the ankle when you're stretching a long lever, it's going to make it deeper into the stretch. Bend the knee if that's hard, otherwise bring it all the way up. Grab it with the opposite hand as foot. So I rolled up, I grabbed as tight as I can for my flexibility, and then over you go. And then rotate in opposition. Watch the bottom booty isn't super engaged. Look the opposite way, get that beautiful twist happening. Again, massive breaths into the ribs here is going to stretch you out more. So big, big breath. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. One more big breath for me. And then go ahead and bend that knee to de-rotate the spine. Take that band just off to the front, grab behind your knees, roll it up, and find yourself into a little mermaid position. Hips are not having mermaid today. Leave that leg going forward. That's perfectly fine. Or both legs reaching out slightly bent. You could still get into this position, right? If you can get one leg or both legs bent in, go for it. So I'm just going to start with this hip. I'm going to drop it down, bring it up. If you're feeling warm and you're ready to extend right up and lift your hips, go ahead. I'm going to stay, yeah, you got it, Kylie. I'm going to stay here for a few movements, just kind of seeing where is that hip today. And then when it feels good, I'm going to lift this hip, actively reach and open. And then bring that down. And then actively reach and open. And bring it down. Your vision follows the movement. Let's go 3 more. And go 2. And on this one, we're going to stay up there in that beautiful stretch, you guys. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Stay in your mermaid. Rotate all the way around. So go ahead, tucking the elbows in. Bend down. The bottom leg comes up. If you're okay with this, you can take that back hand, or sorry, that front hand off. Still okay, you can reach it actively. Reaching it actively, that hand is heavy, right? Let's go 4 more. and press. Really lift that hard as you come up. Yeah, and you've got it. If you want to keep this arm reaching actively to make it harder, go ahead, you guys. Yeah, and if you want to keep that back leg straight the whole time, you can. Totally up to you. Last one. And then come all the way out of that rotation. We're just going to take those legs and spin them the other way. Work on just moving through that hip, dropping it down and lifting it up. If you're ready to go right up into the nice big stretch, go ahead. I'm going to spend a few moments just finding that rotation of my pelvis and my hip coming up and down. When it feels good, maybe the first one's just a little baby. And then as you get going, maybe it gets a bit bigger, maybe it doesn't. Inhale, exhale, press. Let's go for 4. And press. And 3, just listen to where the knees, hips, wrists, shoulders, lots is involved here. Hold it in the up, trying to push your pelvis forward so you're stretching through, holding 5, 4, lift your heart, 3, 2, and carefully bring it down. In that mermaid position, we're going to rotate, hands go down. Remember, you can extend fully the whole time. You can start right into full. Otherwise, that hand can come down each time. That leg could stay out the whole time. That's a little too much extension in my hips, but if it feels good for you, go ahead. Go 3 more. And go 2. And then on this last one, we're going to come forward and continue to rotate all the way into forward. So we're in our prone again. That strap is going to go into the small of the back and just leave kind of equal tails to a certain extent on each side. And then we're actually going to start with swan first, you guys. So heels, we'll do swan, half swan 1. Heels into the bum, laterally rotate out just a little bit. Shift the shoulders into your back pockets, pull your belly button into your spine, and you're just going to lift only to where the xiphoid process stays down. Ribs stay down, shoulders shift down. Nice big breath here, pull your abs in and bring it down. So this is just our half swan. It's a baby. It's a baby. We're just going to lift a little bit and extend it down. Now, if your back is happy with this half swan, on this next one, go ahead into swan dive, but we're not actually diving. We're going to press up and we're going to lengthen. Pubic bone still stays down. We're just getting more opening. Butt will tend to turn on here. Abs are definitely drawn in. Tuck the elbows in. Let's do one more time. Lengthen it up. And bring it down. Spine is getting extension here. Now as you come up, glide or 2 if you're okay with it. So opposite heel comes into my tush. As I glide up, I look over the opposite direction of that foot. Watch your shoulders aren't popping up or rotating. And bring it down. So your lats are pulling down into your back pockets. Look the other direction. Open that. Pubic bone stays down. And lengthen it. Beautiful. Push back into child's pose. Or up into beach pose if that's more comfortable for you. So I'm going to lift the heart and stay open. If you feel rounded is better for you. Or stay lying down and wiggle your booty from left to right. And just feel that opener. We're going to go to double-legged kick. When you're ready, come on back down into position. Small lateral rotation. And on this one, we're going to use that band. So if you've got the flexibility to interlace your hands and still get your elbows relaxed down to the side, like my shoulder relaxed down, with a cheek turned, that's doable. If this is causing too much tension, you need the band so you can just kind of flop those elbows nicely. My ear is completely turned. My abs are drawn in the whole time. I'm going to flex my feet and bring my heels to my bum for 3. 1, 2, 3. As I reach those legs away, there's a bungee cord from my hands to my feet. I'm going to roll my shoulders open, actively extend, and reach it here. Watch the head is not out of line with the rest of the spine. Turn your cheek, sneak the hands back in, sneak the heels back in, pump 3. 1, 2, 3, reach. Now there is a heel toe kind of thing. We're just going to ignore that. And we're just going to pump in. 1, 2, 3, exhale, reach. Lift your sternum bone, squeeze those glutes, reach those hamstrings. 2 more. Inhale, 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 exhale. 1 more time each way. Inhale, 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 exhale. And last time, inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold it here. Lower the legs. Keep your heart lifted. If you don't have the band, just open your hands wide and let's go into shoulder extension against gravity here. So I'm just pushing my arms up and behind. Abs are pulled in, glutes are squeezing gently, heart is lifted. Watch you're not looking forward. The neck is in line with the thoracic spine. Continual line. Let's go for 3. So if you want to lift higher, sternum bone, 2 more. And 1, and release. So recovery's yours. Push back into child's pose. Fold your head into your hands. Wiggle your booty from left to right. Let everything have a release. That one quickly makes you realize whether the neckline is a little tight. Couple breaths there, you guys. And then go ahead and use your hands to push yourself back. Find your seated position if you're not there already, up on the knees. And then we're going to bring that band to the front and just do a little bit of thigh stretch. So again, I deny how far back I go in thigh stretch. If you've got more thigh stretch, go ahead. I'm going to find a slightly supported spine. My legs are gently laterally rotated and my feet are together, but don't anchor your toes. From here, small little pull on the band. So I feel the retraction in my shoulders as I go back. So I'm going to lie back in my thighs. And as I lie back in my thighs, I'm going to pull open on the chest a little bit. I haven't let my cervical and my thoracic go into extension yet. And then I bring it up. So I'm just lying back with my thighs. Lie it back. Bring it up. Now, if your back will invite, lie it back, not your lower back. Thoracic and cervical extend up. Bring thoracic and cervical back in. And bring it back into center. If you can go farther, go right ahead. So I'm going to lie back, pull it across nipple line. Hold there. If you're okay, lift. Bring it back. Bring the quads back. We have one more. Retract the shoulders. That band goes nipple line. I'm in a straight line. And then I'm going to lift the extension through thoracic and cervical. Bring it back. Bring it home. Release that off. Just kind of put that band around like a pretty little scarf. Hands engage, come up into your down dog and pedal here a little bit. Go ahead and pedal out those feet, shoulders drop down and away. Slowly walk either your feet to your hands or your hands to the feet. I'm doing both. I'm kind of going feet first, and then when I get close to my band, I'm doing the rest with my hands. And then slowly drag yourself up, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Once we're up, we're going to use the band just for a little bit of stretch. So lie it over one shoulder so you have tails going both directions, right? Take this hand, grab it as high as you physically can up your back, right? So you want to kind of open that shoulder and reach it up. Then take your hand on the same side, grab the band fairly close, and then I'm just going to, as I pull up on this arm, I'm going to try and tuck that shoulder up and around a little bit more into a stretch. So I'm really pulling that, and then I'm going to actively bring this over my shoulder and anchor it. And then my ear is going to go, that hand that's behind, ear to the opposite direction of that hand. Ooh, that's a little tight. If it feels okay, find sits bones and give a little lateral flexion to that side. Couple breaths there. Inhale, exhale. Slowly come out of that. Give your head a little nod. Think the other direction. This arm is going to go up. I'm going to drop it like it's doing a tricep extension, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it dropped, and then I'm going to take my bottom arm and pull actively down and tuck that arm in and behind. I might need to re-grasp a little higher to get a little pull, and then this time push your head back into your hand. So push back a bit. So I've got a bit of heart extension going, and I'll feel a tricep stretch. So I'm opening up and I'm sitting taller, kneeling taller, standing tall. Big breaths here. One more breath. And then bring it back into connection. Slowly come out of that. So that was that one shoulder. Bring it to the other side. Take that hand that was in the tricep stretch. Reach it through, tuck it as far as you can. So if you need to, grab your wrist and actually help it tuck and then grab. Then take this hand and grab. Some people can actually hit their hands together. I want to pull more than I want to hit the hands together. Grab it quite tight, and then take the hand on top, tuck it in, pull that up so you get that shoulder pulling down and back, which is actually going to be really tough on anyone with tight shoulders. And then hold here. And then I'm going to look away from the hand that's to my back, not just look, but ear to shoulder. And then laterally flex. If you're okay, you can slowly look down. It'll change the dynamic of the stretch. Sort of an ART on yourself here a bit, you guys. Couple big breaths. Slowly come out of that nastiness. Now, let that bottom arm drip out a bit. Take this arm up to the sky. Actively pull it down. Grab as high as you can. Pull down on that arm. Tuck it behind that hand or behind that elbow if you can. You may not get it behind there. It might stay out here. And then lift your heart a little bit. Lift your heart. Couple good breaths here. And you can go into lateral flexion. I don't like lateral flexion when my heart is lifted. There's a bit of shearing that goes on. So if you really want to laterally flex, you come neutral. If you're okay, stay with the extension and just work that opener there. And a couple massive breaths here. Inhale, exhale. One more big breath. And then slowly release off that thing, drop that band. That's a nasty shoulder stretch, you guys, and neck. Big inhale as we come up. Exhale, hands down, center heart. Other direction, open. Bring it all the way around. And we are done.